I have my blanket here. This is red bud for my daughter's house. This is a 1/2 inch drill bit to drill 3 inch. The cutter will be up here. The butt of the handle will be down here. So I've got the speed at 1200 RPMs, and I've got a tendon on here, 6 inches long, so it's time to drill. This kit came from Penn State Industries, and Penn State says to drill a 1/2 inch hole from both ends. However, if the threaded insert for the cutter head is way too small for a 1/2 inch, 12 millimeter would be better in hardwood like this, but I don't have a 12 millimeter, so I'm going to use a 31/64 for this end. So it's time to turn this thing around, change drill bits, and go from the other end. Got everything turned around. This is my 31/64 bit. We're smoking! This is the decorative washer that's going to go right here. And I found an old, just a regular washer that I'm going to use to help me make sure that that stays centered. Put this in here. Make sure it's centered. And then I'm going to just mark it right now where it needs to be. And that'll give me a guide. Now, this is highly grained. It's got some really good checks in here. They just go down there. What I'm thinking though is that as I turn this, I could get some big flakes coming off of there, some big chunks. So, like always, I'm going to be wearing my face shield. I always recommend that. And if you're a beginner, a simple scraper like this will work. This is just brand new. Benjamin's Best. It's not a bad scraper. That'll get down here real quick. Or you could always use a carbide bit. But I'm going to take this down. It's not round down here, and that's okay. It's got to have some come off. The finished product is supposed to be 4 inches long. I found that to be a little bit short. I've got this set at 4.5. So I will just lightly mark that. That'll give me an idea of where I'm aiming for. because this wood has so many checks in it, I need to stop often to see where I'm at. It's got a hole right here. I think I'm going to be able to go past that. I'm using my German grind, Henry Taylor. I like this tool a lot. It's easy to sharpen. I've got too many facets on it right now. I probably should step back and sharpen it. There's a few small cracks right here. I think this is a beautiful piece of grain. I love the grain in this red bud. Red bud is very common in the South. It's a dark wood, as you can see. This is the sapwood. I don't think it's used very often, but this tree was half dead in Dana's house, Dana's original house she bought by herself. And we took it down. It was right by the curb. We took it down, and I brought home a couple of big chunks. I'm wishing now I'd brought home some more. I have a mostly dead one up in the front yard that I'll probably take it down. It needs to be taken down according to my son, who does that for a living. But my wife is a real tree hugger. Until it is 99% dead, it's not going to come down, I'm sure. So I'm going to let this dry a little bit, step back and sharpen my tool. Sharpen, one pass, trying to get rid of some of these facets. I'm really happy with that pass. So here it is, sanded to 1200. Now I'm going to work on this end. I'm still not sure if I'm going to use this handle or not. I'm going to work on this end and sand it down and get it ready to go. That'll do. I want to finish that, round that off a little bit. To do that, I'm going to use my small, easy tool. So I'm going to sand right here. It's starting at 320. I'm going to touch up this end. This is not going to be seen. A little 1,000 on here. Give it several coats of Minwax wipe-on poly, and then I'm going to give it several coats of rattle can lacquer. Towel's hot, so I know it's burnished in. Alright, I've marked it off where I want to cut it. Safety shield on. Cutting a tenon off like this with a 1/2-inch hole in there is a little bit harder than just cutting it regularly. But we'll give it a go. Abrams used to say, it's time for some assembly. I've already assembled these, and we're going to finish this last one. This comes with 3 washers. The instructions say to put 2 on the end, and that's going to go right here. Now, this is the 1/2 inch end, and you can see how loose this is, even loose in that 31/64. So a 12mm bit, I think, would be much more appropriate. At any rate, this is extra thick CA glue. We'll put a nice bead on there. "25 seconds. So we'll put a little accelerator on this end and insert that and hold it for a few seconds. This is apple wood from Dana's house. This is this one and this one are both from Dana's house, as well as this one is. So Dana, thank you for contributing to Christmas this year. This is that redbud tree that was in front of your house. This is the apple tree that was in back of your house. And these are Illinois walnut. Nice flame in this one. So this is set. This is the insert that this threads into. It has threads on here, a little slot in here for a screwdriver. I'm going to put it in with a wrench. I'm going to put this on here first because I want that to stick out. So again, some extra thick CA glue, and this allows the end user to disassemble this and not put the handles in the dishwasher. That's important. We'll put lots of CA glue in there. And then, oh, that's a loose fit. This is so much looser than the rest of them. I'm not sure why, but I didn't need to use the wrench. On all of these, I had to use the wrench to get that in. I'm going to let that set up. I'm in no hurry. It's not Christmas Eve yet, so I don't think I've ever finished this early in the season. This little film on here, I'm going to let the girls take that off. Once this is set up, I'll back out this bolt, and it is ready for use. Pretty easy kit to do. I wish they'd come up with a mandrel for it. It is a little hard to guess on this end exactly what you need, but this one I flanged out on purpose. Most of them I came pretty close to. This is probably the one I did the least best on. Thanks for watching.